very exciting. 'Tis the season.
It is.
Our new studio. We're outside. It's fresh air.
Here I come.
It's eggnog. It's not coffee. It's eggnog today. With our holiday mugs. Are you ready?
Are we ready?
Poke your eye out. Good morning, Goddess. Oh, what a season.
Oi, oi, oi.
Has it been incredible for you? Because for us, let me tell you, we've discussed how incredible it has been. First, Christmas runs into Thanksgiving. What kind of word is Christmas? Christmas-giving.
Christmas.
Thanks, Christmaga. Something.
Maca.
It's just, and so things are running in and things are getting overlapped and stressful.
Is it stressful for you?
Well, it could have been stressful for
I
you.
think this year's a lot less stressful
This has
for
been
you.
the best
And
year
for me.
so far, and we've talked about how to have your holidays and eat them too. No, and not be stressed out like you normally are, if you're me, every season.
Well, what was it that used to stress you out?
Just the thought of being good enough, that everything I did had to be perfect, and people had to know that it was perfect, and then they had to thank me and appreciate my perfection.
Be sure to acknowledge the perfection.
Yes, that was
You
really
are perfectly imperfect, aren't you?
No, see, that bugs me. I'm happy with just being perfect. You have to add all that other whatever. So it was really a great topic. We have a great topic today, which was how to de-stress the holidays, which sounds so NBC, right? But the idea is how to enjoy your holidays more than ever.
Yeah, the holidays are a time that brings up a lot of stuff for a lot of people, especially those who had difficulties in holidays past,
Right?
especially for those who are in situations that keep them far from loved ones or with shift and change in their lives, change of traditions.
Yeah.
And so it's a wonderful time, and it's a time when people remember their compassion and their love in their hearts and their giving.
Mm.
And it's also a time when people, some of them, feel much more alone and isolated.
Right. It brings everything to the extremes.
Yeah.
You know, you're extremely happy and hyperactive, filled with coffee and eggnog, and then you crash. Or you're alone and depressed because everybody around you seems to be having the best time ever, and it doesn't have to be that way. So what we're talking about here at Good Morning Goddess is always how to improve your life, always how to bring your strengths out so that whatever the circumstances are, you will make the best of them and bring your best to them, and create new and better situations this year, not someday, right now.
Right now. Oh, and then there's the gift-giving piece. We know a lot of people are in
Yes.
different financial
There
status
is.
than they might have been in the past, and anyway, a
Well,
lot
there's
of us are going
always-
through that. So, what about gift-giving, and how can you make gift-giving still a joyous opportunity to show your love without breaking your bank account?
Right. And of course, like I'm joking about all the other shows on other cable and network televisions, which will give you craft ideas and fun homemade ideas, and and they are to be listened to. In other words, I do them too. I think
I
they're
do
fabulous.
that.
Love them.
That's my favorite part.
Right, love them. And we want you to know that whatever you do or don't choose to do for the holidays, you are now more empowered than ever to enjoy your choices.
Yeah, I mean, what is the most fun part of gift giving? When
The
you
gifts.
find that
Definitely
gift.
giving me the gifts fills you with joy.
Let me know when you're through.
And when you're happy.
I love you. The joy of gift giving is finding that gift that will thrill and please someone. I just gave a gift to my mother recently that was so friggin' perfect, and I got so much joy out of her reaction. Of course, she's always really good at reacting, and it was the most wonderful, fulfilling experience. So whether you're buying gifts or giving IOUs for massage or creating a craft that is going to delight the people that you love, take time, because I think the most fun part is to take the time to think of something that would really please the other person rather than just doing something to do something.
Correct. I agree. Oh, so we're setting this up. So we're going to give you 5 ways to enjoy your holidays today, and that's way number 1, to be conscious of the fact that you have the power to make these holidays different. And however you're celebrating from, and I'm not going to name them all, everybody celebrates something from October through January 2nd. I think there's a holiday now on January 2nd. I think it's Football Day or something like that. French Onion Dip Day.
Post New Year's recovery.
Hangover Day. But let's enjoy it, all right?
Yeah.
So that's the number one, is to know that you have choices and you have the power to do that. Now, what are you going to choose that's different? How are you going to do it? You just said,
Well,
number one.
create new traditions, perhaps, to replace those that no longer serve.
Yes.
Or that cause stress or challenge in your relationships. You know, I know some people that kind of go crazy with the decorating and go crazy with this or go crazy with that, and sometimes it can create some stress. So maybe there's some new ways that you can co-create the way that you celebrate and include everyone. I know in the past I would put on parties and I would be doing all the work.
Yeah.
And then I would be exhausted. You know, how can you create it so that everybody is included and chips in?
Right, and you have a right to ask for help, which, as
Oh
an
my God.
Italian Jew, right, it was very difficult for me to think, you're going to bring food to my house? Oh, no, you don't. I will feed you. I will take care of everything. I will even give you a gift as you walk out the door, thanking me for a lovely evening. But I had to realize, you got 50, 80 people starting to come to your parties, and it's ridiculous that you're not going to ask for help.
And also, you want to enjoy yourself. I mean, you're doing this for your friends, but you're also doing it for yourself. So how can you take care of yourself better? We have a friend that makes like 10,000 latkes.
Yes, at least.
And has hurt herself in the past.
She has Latkes tunnel syndrome. Tunnel syndrome.
So she has been strongly counseled by the other goddesses to find new ways to make less more, and she's been very successful this year.
And as long as she gives us our dozen,
then we're okay.
We're okay. So that's a great idea.
Make it easy on yourself.
Exactly.
Make it fun for you. Be a little self-full this holiday.
Absolutely.
And make sure that you get to enjoy your. This is not all about everybody else. It's as much about you. So that's tip number one.
We're on 3 already.
How did we get to 3?
Because number 1 was that you have the power to choose, you know, to make this holiday different. And then number 2 was that one we said after that at the beginning of the show, which was something about take a deep breath and choose to do something less stressful. De-stress. That was
okay.
All right.
And then 3 is do it for yourself.
Do it for yourself and ask for help, because it doesn't have to be as stressful, and it will be more enjoyable for you and everyone. Along those lines, like number 4 was choosing different traditions. Don't be afraid to stand up for something that is a little different or create a new tradition, because your family also wants to be happy. Your kids want to be less stressed. Kids get a little sugar high, okay, once in a while, if you have younger ones. And you want everyone to enjoy the season and you and themselves and be flexible. And wow, wouldn't that be nice if you just sat back with your little cup of cocoa and said, kids, your turn to do the dishes tonight. It's like a Wednesday, right? Because there's a lot of
or even
days.
Let them help to maybe even create what they'd like to see.
Right.
And
Make
experience.
dinner. I'd like to see lunch. Please.
Yeah, my daughter and I, you know, have our own little traditions that we do. We like to go Christmas Eve to, we used to do Disneyland, and then, you know, finances shifted a bit. So now we do the Disney movie.
No, she's in her 20s. That's why they don't go to Disneyland.
No, we love Disneyland. And Christmas Eve is great because nobody's there. So you can really get on the rides and have a good time and then have a beautiful dinner just outside Disneyland when they close. It's a great tradition, but not so affordable this year. So what we're going to do is do the Disney movie and dinner.
Yes, yes.
At the El Capitan, where they put on a show.
Right.
So, you know, we've switched.
Yeah.
But it's a sacred time for us.
Right.
And we enjoy walking on Hollywood Boulevard, seeing all the people dressed up. And
Right.
it's wonderful. You don't have to be at home. You don't have to be cloistered. You can go out and do some things differently.
Right. Strolling. I have found that I have plans this season to find out where those holiday lights are, to find out what, not just mall, but the outside promenades where they have all the trees decorated and the dingle balls hanging down the road. And it's like, I'm going to go strolling.
Yeah, go to the shopping districts and check out all the displays. I love to do that.
Rodeo Drive. That's because we're in LA.
We're in LA.
And we were just talking about that last night, that we're going to go do either dinner or something and then stroll down Rodeo Drive. How fabulous is that? Like all the Christmas movies do it.
Yeah, and then there's something here in the valley called Candy Cane Lane that's very popular in the valley. So
go there.
there are like 6 blocks square of people that have decorated Mondo.
Outrageous.
Outrageous. We do that every year too.
Right. And what is the joy in that? Being together. Being
But get
together
your own hot chocolate before you go. The stuff they sell there's so good. But it's a delicious evening. It's a delicious evening.
A delicious, yes. Anyway, so finding fun in different ways doesn't matter what the cost is. The fact is you're together and you're all having a good time, not being stressed.
Yes.
Okay. So that's great.
So there's a law of the universe that's really quite wonderful. We call it the law of minimum effort, maximum pleasure.
Return. Oh, pleasure. This is a new law. Who knew?
So this is the old idea that less is more.
Wow. All right, it is true. I know it's true, and I've been doing it this year, so I can't pretend that I don't know it anymore. And not only is it enjoyable, you actually get to see the stuff you've got, because you clear away the clutter that doesn't serve you or hasn't been used for 2 or 3 years as you're doing your holiday. Let's say you're trimming a tree, right? You're going through those old ornaments and going, okay, you are 7 years old now. I deserve new tinsel, new lights, new garland, whatever. Get rid of it, and all of a sudden the 7 garlands of pearls you have left are good enough.
And shop in your own closets and storage units for wonderful gifts, for giveaways.
Oh,
that
for
people,
gifts.
you know, because your trash might be someone else's greatest centerpiece.
Okay, we're not suggesting you give trash for the holidays. What we're saying,
what you want to discard.
Right,
Is that better?
exactly.
Yeah.
Because I have crystal bowls and platters, beautiful, crystal and silver from Mom, Grandma, and we're not using them. Fill them with adorable gourmet items from the store. Wrap it in
Candy.
lots of
Chocolate.
fudge.
Yeah.
Fill it up and make that the display
You
platter
did that
you
the
give
other
away.
day. We went to
I
a party
did.
and she brought this
She
beautiful
goes,
bowl.
you forgot your bowl. No, honey, that's your gift. You just, you feel so good. And something you loved and is valuable is now being passed on. And that's a treasure.
Also cuttings from your garden, transplanting in a lovely little pot and giving that away.
That's if you're a gardener. However, if I did that, it would look like weeds. I trim my plants. You know what they have is so cute. I have to just throw this out there. They have,
Who's they?
the stores, you have to
Okay.
look for these, have inflatable vases. They're plastic, and they unfold, and when you fill them with water, they become sturdy. They're this big, and they're portable. And they're great for camping. They're great for hospital rooms. A lot of people visit hospitals this time of year. And you buy them a bunch of flowers, and you look around the hospital room, there's nothing to put it in. For a few dollars, you've got this plastic, and it's adorable. It's got colors and that. Outside, if you don't want crystal falling over on the patio, it's good for outside, it's good for traveling, it's good for when you get there.
Yeah.
And there's a party going on, and you don't want to bother your hostess. Oh, I need a vase. I got my hands full of turkey, and you want a vase. Things like that. So be thoughtful.
Yeah. I have another point. Get some sleep.
What's that?
In order to manage your energy more effectively I'm talking to you, girl, to be more present and available and in a good mood
Presence.
and able to enjoy yourself, watch your sleep.
I do.
Sure
I
you
watch
get the
it
rest that you need. And if you didn't get enough, take some time to meditate during the day to refresh your body, mind, and soul. Because this is a time when we tend to overdo.
Yes.
None of us do that, but
Yes.
some of you out there might.
Some of us with 7 sleeping teenagers in their living room now because we had a cocoa party till 3 in the morning. I love
So
cocoa.
sleep. What is it that you can do to make sure to doubly kind of take care of yourself
Right.
at this time?
Right.
Get out in nature, meditate, make sure you get some sleep and rest so
Right.
that you can dance joyfully rather than crankily through the holidays.
Yeah. You've seen that cranky dance? You have a 3-year-old, don't you? I'm sorry.
Oh, and here's another
wait,
great tip. One more tip.
Okay,
one more
one
tip.
more. This is exciting. I forgot.
Last night,
What?
we had a special party for me last night, which was really amazing.
Talk
My
about that next
goddess
week.
sisters were supporting me
That's right.
in a transition, and we had a little wine. Right, we had a good time. So I went home to make sure I could do the show this morning,
Good.
and took one
There you go.
aspirin/PM
Uh-huh.
pill, and I woke up hangover free
Yes, perfect.
and feeling great and feeling
Looking good.
refreshed and not groggy.
And taking care
So
of
don't
yourself.
take 2, take 1. And that will really help you to
Right.
skim those times when you might have overdone a little.
Right. Say it again, take one.
Take one.
Don't go, oh, I'm looking forward to a hangover, I better do, and then in the morning it's worse. Take care of yourself in moderation. Also, be a conscious caregiver. That's something at Goddess Camp that we really support each other in doing that. And what it is find out what takes care of you.
Yeah.
And be consciously aware that you're going to do that for yourself. You're maybe not going to drink 3 glasses of wine this time. You're going to savor the really good bottles that we had, some fine
some really
wine.
good stuff.
And out of all the samplings, like, because you have a couple of ounces of samples, maybe I had a glass and a half total. A fabulous one. I took care of myself. And that's something that you're not going to have to tell anybody about, but you're going to be so proud that you're learning to do that.
Yeah, I like to make little guideline rules for myself around things like that. For instance, I have a diet that I'm really watching, but I don't say I can't have anything. I will allow myself a taste of things that I like that I'm no longer eating. Or I will have a 2-glass minimum rule for drinking, so that I say, oh, I've had my 2nd glass, that's enough for me.
Right, because after my 2nd glass of tequila, I just move on to the wine. So when in closing, we've had such a great show here already, it's time already. But
Who said?
The clock. We'll be fine. And we're going to upload these new shows for the new season. And in January, come January, we're going to have guests. Good morning,
More
guests.
Not plates, not dolls.
No.
Real people.
Watch the last 2 seasons. It's been fabulous. But we are evolving as a fabulous show.
And expanding.
Yes. And so, as opposed to our waistlines, our show is expanding, and we are delighted to tell you to please stay tuned to our shows on YouTube, to email us with any of the topics for the new year. My email is Jean, G-E-N, Jean, at goodmorninggoddess.com, and yours is
Helena at goodmorninggoddess.com. You know, give us topic ideas you want to hear about. Excuse me, I've got a cough.
That's right, because we are consciously caring about you too, as we consciously care about our show. And when people tell us, you know, what's going on with them, even if it seems like, oh, they've talked about this before, or I forgot the answer.
There's
I don't want to
always
ask
new
it
ways
again.
to look at things.
Exactly, and we always say things differently every time we share ideas with
And
you.
we just have so much more brilliance to share. So
know.
join
Can't
us,
stop us.
inspire us, instigate us, and send us your questions.
Yes. So,
And comments.
in which you tied up in the bow at the end. Go over the points again.
Okay. So one was take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself, consciously caring about
New traditions.
Nutrition, what?
New traditions.
Make new traditions that work for you and your family.
We talked about take care of yourself.
Yes.
What was another one? You remember that one?
Stop and meditate.
That was part of take care of yourself.
But I like that one.
Okay.
So, in other words, take care of yourself is like, well, how? And we're about telling you how.
Discussed?
I know. Meditate and sleep. Drink too much and get enough sleep and talk to your family about new traditions. Sort stuff out. Make more of less is more.
Less is more.
You still get to be more that way, get it? You get to see what you've got. And most importantly, remember you always have choice. And the power that you have intrinsically as a goddess is to decide, is to choose the best path for you. And by doing what's right for you, it's right for everyone.
It really, really, really works.
Really works.
The happier you are and the clearer you are, and the more people know who they're dealing with, and they can feel more relaxed.
Right.
When you're wishy-washy, things get messy, so be clear.
That's right. So, happiest of holidays.
Happy
to
holidays.
all of you.
Happy holidays. And we sing too.
Happy holidays. May the goddess bells keep ringing. Happy holidays to you.
Yay. Thanks for being with us. Stay with us. Come back. Bye.
I'll turn it off.